So, I have one question. How will Tinubu or the APC rig the 2027 elections? How? Or, let me rephrase it. How can Tinubu or how can APC rig the 2027 elections? And don't get me wrong, it is important for us to know. Because if you don't understand how something works, that is a problem, then you have a problem. How is it that people, doctors, pharmacists, find cure for diseases? How? They first of all understand how the disease works. Then they can now use it to come up with a solution for that disease. When COVID happened, they took the COVID virus into the lab, studied it, understood how the COVID virus worked before they came up with a vaccine. So, if we're going to stop rigging in 2027, we must first understand how the elections are going to be rigged in the first place. Now, I am not one of those people that carry out this fear mongering. I'm not here to fear monger, to spread fear, because that's also a strategy for rigging the elections. Driving a narrative that the elections of 2027 has been rigged. Among Nigerians, among the voters, this is the preponderance of opinion. This is what many people believe, that the 2027 election has been rigged. I'm not here to support that narrative or that propaganda, because supporting it only helps those who want to rig. It's to serve voter apathy to Tinubu, because if majority of Nigerians believe that the elections are already rigged, tell me, what will they do? Do you think they will come out and fight? Or they will just simply stay in their homes and not come out to vote? So I'm not here to push the narrative that the 2027 election has been rigged. Here is what I'm here for. It is clear that the only way Tinubu continues in office beyond 2027 is by rigging. All these decamping of governors, city boys, all of these palliatives, giveaway, vote buying, all of these things that we are seeing right now, they are geared towards one thing and one thing alone: to make Nigerians believe that the election is already done and dusted. To make Nigerians believe that indeed Tinubu is a master strategist and there is nothing Nigerians can do about it. And the reason for that is so that we can give up and not bother to vote. Now, for you that is an obedient, or you that is a Kwankwaso, it will not work. But there are majority of Nigerians out there that this thing is working on. In fact, some of them obedient, some of them Kwankwaso. So it is important for us to disabuse the minds of Nigerians that the 2027 election is not done and dusted. And what is the starting point of that? The starting point is we must now, first of all, disabuse their minds by letting them know that 2027 election result has not been written, it cannot be rigged. And letting them know that we have measures in place to stop the rigging. How will 2027 election be rigged? This is not the time to say, oh no, whatever strategies we have, it has to be secret, it has to be secret. No. It cannot be secret. It cannot be secret. You do not light a candle and put it under the bed, do you? It won't give its light. The darkness called APC under the administration of Tinubu can only be defeated with light. And that light cannot be kept under the bed. It cannot be hidden. Whatever solutions that will stop the rigging of 2027 has to be a solution that is well known to all Nigerians. I've seen some of you come and DM me, tell me, oh no, this solution is good, but you have to keep it a secret. No. If we keep it a secret, then we risk it not working. The secret to the measures we have working to stop rigging in 2027, that secret is to make it known. Scream it on the rooftops. Spread it far and wide. The measures. So, what are those measures? First, we must understand how 2027 election is going to be rigged. Then we'll understand how we are going to apply the measures. How will it be rigged? Those of you who voted in 2023 election, you have an idea. But do you think that the rigging of 2027 will be similar to the rigging of 2023? 2023, I beg your pardon, was a mixture of brute force rigging and soft rigging. Will 2027 be a repeat of that combination of brute force and soft rigging? Or will there be something new? Brute force rigging, what is it? Brute force rigging is that kind of rigging where they use brute force, ballot box snatching, no elections held, they declare results. As in, brute force rigging is rigging with impunity. Rigging in your face, what are you going to do? But then there is soft rigging. Soft rigging is the kind that happened in 2023, where they just switch off the server and switched it back on, and boom, election rigged. Soft rigging is when voters, a lot of voters, wake up and they are disenfranchised because their polling unit, where they used to vote, has been changed. That's soft rigging. Soft rigging again is when the collation agents for political parties become compromised. They give them good money. Because the real rigging starts at the collation center. From the ward to the local government, to the state, to national. We have to understand how 2027 will be rigged. How will it be rigged? I perceive, now this is me, extrapolating from what happened in 2027. It will be a combination of brute force rigging and soft rigging. And this time around, the soft rigging is going to be more sophisticated than the glitch that we got in 2023. It's going to be more sophisticated. They have the resources for it, both the manpower and the technology, because they have the money. So if we understand this, how can we stop the rigging? I'm excited that, the opposition is getting ground. Peter Obi is going to get ticket. The real coalition of the people is forming. Obedient Kwankwasians and Nigerians, they're coming together. I'm excited. But that's just the beginning, no. The main work is, how do you ensure free and fair elections? When it is clear that the only option the APC and Tinubu has right now is to rig. But like they say, can you rig in a place when you're not popular? We see what is going on in the north, the total massive rejection of the APC and Tinubu. And it's also happening in the south. In the southeast, we saw what happened to City Boys. In the South, we saw what happened to City Boys. So it is clear that in a free, fair election, Tinubu loses. But it is also clear that Tinubu does not want to lose. He wants to continue in office beyond 2023, beyond 2027. So what are his options? Rigging. How will he rig it? Soft rigging and brute force rigging. How can he be stopped? Vote Watch and PU Marshal. If you are an obedient or you're a Kwankwasian, you're an OK movement member, you're a Nigerian that wants a new Nigeria, and you have not volunteered for PU Marshals, you have not logged on to www.votewatch.pro, PRO, and signed up as a volunteer to become a PU Marshal. If you have not done that, then it will be your fault if they rig 2027. With Vote Watch, even if Tinubu as a presidential candidate, even if he buys all the thugs he can buy with money, even if he buys all the security agencies, even if he buys INEC, many people believe he has already bought INEC, even if he buys the judiciary and he becomes a 5-in-1 Tinubu, with Vote Watch, he cannot rig. That is how important it is for us to have Vote Watch. And it is hard to mobilize people to support Vote Watch. So you have to do your part. They have the money. They have the war chest. They have weaponized poverty. People are hungry. So they know if you just dangle small money in their front, people will compromise. There are so many people that support Tinubu today that in their heart of hearts do not really support him. But because of what they will eat, they say if you cannot beat them, you join them. If you're that Nigerian that wants a new Nigeria, Vote Watch is the way to ensure and guarantee free and fair election, to make sure that 2027 cannot be rigged, to ensure that there is real-time electronic transmission of results from polling unit straight to the hands of every Nigerian, to ensure that something better than even real-time electronic transmission happens, and that's electronic collation. As the results are counted from the polling unit, we are seeing the results collated electronically, automatically. That way, it becomes difficult when they go to the collation center for them to rig, because the collation agent for the political party is already equipped with the original truth from the polling unit. So even if they buy the returning officer, the result is already there in public domain. In fact, quickly, compromised returning officers of INEC are easily visible to all Nigerians. We will know immediately, not 2 months after. Agents of political parties at collation center that are compromised, we will know immediately. This is the technology that will make rigging impossible in 2027. Since we know how they are going to rig. We'll talk more details about it because the soft rigging is complex. The one that many of us know about is, they are going to switch off stuff. They are going to switch it off. In fact, it's going to be more complex than in 2023. This time around, we will not see servers switched off. The switching, if you're a technology person, you know, can happen behind the scene. It can happen. The only way to prevent that is to have a parallel source of truth that is reliable. And it's called parallel vote tabulation. This is extremely important. And that is what votewatch.pro will do for Nigerians. So check the description for the link and join today. If you have any questions, do let us know. Thank you very much.